As schools reopen today, focus now shifts to the Ministry of Education as the competency-based curriculum is set to be rolled out in grade 4 this January.
Exactly. What are the expectations of the teachers and pupils? Well, our reporter Maryanne Nyambura from Nakuru is currently carrying a spot check in various private and public schools. Maryanne, great to see you. Happy New Year. Today is the first day of school resuming, opening. How is Nakuru looking like?
Happy New Year, Zinzi and Sam in studio. Indeed, the situation is that we are actually, as we're doing a spot check across various schools here in Nakuru County. And as we can see here is that the learning materials are actually available for 14 different learning areas, including mathematics, English, Swahili, art and craft, as well as PPI, and as well as others in general. So basically the situation here, we are at Njoro Precious boarding primary school, whereby at the moment the students are set to report today, this afternoon, but the situation here is that we are at one of the classrooms, the grade 4 classrooms, and I'll be speaking to the head teacher as well as the one of the teachers who was trained, just to shed more light about the CBC rollout and what are some of the expectations. Maybe sir, kindly join us here. If you could start off with your name, maybe you could tell us about the situation. You are the head teacher at this school. Are all the teachers trained, and what are the expectations in general for the school?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm called Omondia Boy. I'm the head teacher of Njoro Precious Schools. To start with, all my teachers have been trained. In fact, the school did 2 trainings. We did our own private training, whereby we hired people from the KICD, and that one of the government, which just was concluded yesterday. So what I can say that we are ready for the CBC. In fact, we started it immediately. It was launched by the government. So far, we have been going on very well from grade 3 last year up to now. We are ready for it. Yes.
And maybe you could tell us more about this learning materials. Of course, courses like art and craft have been reintroduced. We have PPI. Maybe you could tell us more about this pastoral studies. Maybe you could tell us more about this.
Okay, because as you know, the CBC, competency-based curriculum, it tries to impart the knowledge, especially the practical knowledge in the learners. So that's why you are seeing the subjects like art and craft. In this case, art and craft has been reintroduced so that at least we can get learners who are skilled, not only the exam-oriented learners, but learners that are skilled who can fit into the job market. So it's not something that is so much complicated as such, because through the training, okay, when you are outside there, you think that may be something that complicated. But after the training that we were taken through, we realized that is something that is very easy. Learners are able to understand, because when we were doing the assessment for last year, we realized that in the beginning, the number of them could not grasp what was there. But as time went by, they were able to do well in that assessment.
Maybe you could also tell us about the past curriculum that was used compared to this now rollout this in grade 4. Maybe what is the difference so far? You've talked about reintroducing of art and craft, but what is that difference, that striking difference?
Okay, the difference between this one and the 844 that is almost getting phased out is that the 844 is exam-oriented, in that learner is more concentrated on the books. But this is somebody who, when this person qualifies, he cannot face the job market, because we need people like masons, we need people like carpenters, and the CBC now is trying to give skills, the practical skills, to the learners as compared to the 844, because 844, somebody gets to class 8, the only thing maybe they know is just reading and writing only. But now the hands-on skills, they are not completely, they are not there. So to us, or to me as a teacher, what I can say that CBC is the way to go, because it will also move Kenya's vision 2030 to be realized. But otherwise, the way it is right now with the 844, maybe we will just be getting those people who are not well conversed with what's happening in the job market.
Thank you so much. Maybe Zinzi, I will be speaking to one of the teachers here who was actually went through the official training by the government. Maybe if you could start off with your name kindly, and then you tell us how the training was like, and do you feel confident that at the end of the day, the training that you got will ensure that the rollout will be successful in this school? Okay,
I'm Mandela Dennis. The training started on Thursday, which was for 4 days. From Thursday up to Sunday, the training was good. We learned a lot, because this CBC is going to be impacted from today and we have learned that this CBC is learner-oriented, where the learner is supposed to have the skills and knowledge in various learning areas, so that at the end of these CBC, the learner should be able to apply in the life situation.
As we wind up, maybe you could tell us about the 8 lessons a day. Are you confident that you'll be able to handle, or how many teachers will be tackling the grade 4 in general?
We have 14 learning areas where at least a teacher should have 2 lesson learning areas where he or she can be able to handle that too. Like we have math, like the other learning areas have no much, because one, like we talk about indigenous language, they only have 1 lesson in a week. We talk about art and craft, they only have 1 lesson in a week. But when we talk about mathematics, which has 5 lessons in a week, we talk about English, which is having 4. So they have breakdown where we have some languages like Kiswahili and English, they have been reduced to 4 and 3, like that.
Well, Sam and Zinzi, there you have it. That is one of the teachers who was trained. The grade 4 rollout is expected to happen today across different schools in the region. I remember this is something that is happening for the first time for the grade 4. So actually the expectations are much higher. Remember, considering the fact that it's something that is happening or will be learner oriented. So basically the situation here is that the teachers are actually highly expecting that this rollout will be a success at the end of the day. Remember, the lessons will take place for 35 minutes. Each learning area will be taking place for, let's say, 8 lessons in a week. But for other lessons such as art and craft will be taking place once in a week.